Hello, thanks for coming back to the channel. A bit of a kind of a comparison vid today because there's two games I actually have managed to pick up in a very short space of time. Courtesy shout out to my cousin Adam, who actually sorted me out with both these games because he knows I'm a huge Fallout fan. Now we're here to talk about the post-apocalypse here. Now the post-apocalypse is a very common theme for gaming, and if you ask me, Fallout is the king of the post-apocalyptic genre for me. It's the one I enjoy the most. I really enjoy Fallout 4, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. Some of, they're my top games of all time. So, picking up these sort of games here, it then changes my opinion that I have a very high expectation of post-apocalyptic games. And I picked up, and I said I got these two very shortly, which was S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 and Atomfall. One based in, Chornobyl, or was that Ukraine? Russia, don't want to get that wrong, it's Ukraine. And Atomfall was actually based in, what sounds like Yorkshire. Now, there is a natural bias with me that I do prefer games set in the United Kingdom because that's where I live. Forza Horizon 4, absolutely loved it. Watch Dogs Legion, absolutely loved it. Because they were based in the UK, and there's certain little nuances as someone living in the UK, I do get those references. So, yes, there was a bit of a natural bias for me towards Atomfall, but S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is the one I actually started off with. And I don't know if I'm being unfair with it. So I've done a side-by-side comparison with it because, yes, they're not identical games. They do try and have a major disaster happen, and this is what humanity does after the major disaster. But I'm going to try and look at it on its merits. It's just that I'm really struggling with one, enjoyed the other, but I'm going to look at them side by side of the pros and cons, and as always I would love to hear from you guys what you think. So we're going to have a little run around in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, and I'm just going to talk about what I think of that. Then we're going to jump into Atomfall and have a little talk about that. But guys, this is a nice little comparison between S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 and Atomfall. So the first game I want to kind of have a little look at here is S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. So you can see, the reason I'm on this screen here is you look at the time play. Now what tends to happen when I do games where I am kind of slightly critical about, people say I haven't played it enough, I haven't done it properly, it's a skill issue, which is basically an incels version of saying they're better. However, I've given this a really good go. Look, I've given 3 days of my life to this, so it's no small feat to actually attempt to try and play this. But anyway, here we are with S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chornobyl. I do believe it was set in the events after the Chernobyl disaster. It's definitely gone for a kind of gritty edge to it, as what I've really kind of discovered from playing this.
I know it might seem like the zone is nothing but darkness to you now, Skiff. But trust me, it's always sunny in Pripyat. You'll see the other side of the zone soon enough. So,
yeah, I'm in a place called Garbage. This is how far through the game I am. I mean, I'm not going to do many spoilers. So basically, this is kind of what the world looks like. If you want to know I'm holding a screw, there is things called anomalies that just pop out of nowhere. They're impossible to spot half the time, and they seem to absolutely mess you up. So, I'm just going to navigate my way back down without breaking all my limbs. And this is one of the first things that annoys me with this game, is if you don't stand exactly in the right place, you'll just fall off the damn ladder. And you can hear a Geiger counter going off here. Now, anyone who's played Fallout knows Geiger counter is back. Oh, hang on, where's my... Yeah, it probably helps if I could see what I was doing. So we got obviously got a flashlight, so we can see where we're going. And that beeping is the noise, meaning there is an anomaly nearby. So if you wonder why I'm holding a bolt, what you do is you throw a bolt, and that basically sets the anomaly off, allowing you to kind of pass. Now in this case, these are poison anomalies, so I'm just going to chuck a couple of them in. And, I mean, one of the things, shite. One of the worst things you can do is take your game reviews from social media, because social media, people get more of a boner and think it's kind of more prudent to verbally attack you rather than actually give you anything constructive to work with. That's just the world that we live in. How do we get out of here? get out this way, you know. Previous save. I'm just going to kind of wander about and just have a little talk about the game. So, as you can see, I mean, in terms of like presentation, it looks really, really good. I mean, I've never been to Ukraine myself, but you know, it's. Oh, I hope it's not that radioactive on everything, but the map is massive. It is really good. There's things to do everywhere. So you've got points of interest. These little purple things are all stashes which you can do because it's very, very loot based. Environmental hazards, you've got anomalies which you've got from like invisible bubbles to little whirlwinds, fire, poison. Yeah, all things you've got to look out for. You can't literally just run around like a maniac doing what the hell you want. That I do get. So I do understand certainly what we're trying to do here. If we look at the inventory a second here, you'll notice it's very similar to like Resident Evil ones, the way you've got to play Tetris with stuff. So you've got weapons at damage sort of thing, and that's what the little yellow shield is. You can sell them when they're that. If they're red shielded, you can't sell them. So I do. Oh, hang on, there's an electric one there. So what you do is you get a bolt and you just. They do come back. That beep does kind of explain to you if there's something nearby, which is fair. Oh, hang on, someone needs some help, do they? I'm assuming it's me you wanted their attention?
You're my fucking savior, man! God, am I ever glad to see you?
Ooh, did someone run out of bolts?
Get me out of here!
Okay. Why can't you get out on your
Why
own?
don't you just walk out of here on your own?
See, here's the thing. My teacher said I gotta work on my anomaly sense. That I can trust my gut instead of relying on some fancy gear.
Fancy
So I
gear
listened to my
is a
gut
bolt.
and went after an artifact. I even left my bolts at the camp. You think it worked? No fucking way, man. I spent hours searching for that damn artifact. I was tired as hell and about to turn back. And that's when my anomaly sense shot the bed on me. That's how I ended up getting stuck here.
Okay.
Follow me.
One step at a time, my friend. One step at a time.
What? Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to heal up because I'm really, really, really hurt for a start. Okay, look, I'm not going to... Did I just hear him die? Oh, for fuck's sake. Useless Burke. Fine, I'm just going to take everything that you have and then GTFO. I mean, why don't you just do what I did there? Anyway, so those are anomalies. They are the things that basically will just appear out of nowhere and kill you, but obviously I just got a load of free stuff from it. So you can follow the missions, or you can just go looting like I have. To get anything decent, I've literally just gone on repeated kind of looting runs. I've got some decent-ish weapons now, which I said, the actual fighting of this game, there's two parts of it. On one hand, it is very satisfying to literally sneak on a band of raiders, take them out, rob all their stuff, run back to your sanctuary and sell it all. That's how I'm choosing to play. If you choose to actually trying to get into the game, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, this is where my kind of issue with this game kind of lies. I mean, that little beeping, yes, it's good at telling you where the anomalies are, but they just come out of fucking nowhere all the time. And they're really, really hard to spot. And you don't know where they are. Even if you stand still, you somehow end up in one. Two, they don't seem to affect the enemies very much. That cement factory, yay. They don't seem to affect the enemies as much as they seem to affect you. And I'm talking about kind of the messed up animals that seem to inhabit this region. The rats are the worst ones. There's big rat swarms, and they'll come at you, and you like throw a grenade or stamp on them or shoot them to get rid of them, or just get onto higher ground. That's usually what I do. But I've had it so many times that you've run past a load of kind of bandits, the rats completely ignore them and carry on fighting you. But I just need to find a band of bandits, because it is random. Bandits can literally just turn up at any flipping time, and it is random. And I'm over encumbered, aren't I? Where am I going? Okay, we'll go check out that cement factory, because I've never been there before. So it is like I'm, finding something kind of new. So the other thing is, if you look at the top, north, east, south, and west, it's really hard to spot. The amount of times I've had to like stare at the ground just to see what direction it is. Now, you do got to put an objective on the map, and you then head towards it. That makes complete sense. My biggest problem with this game is the jankness of it. Now, I've spoken to a few people online about this, and lots of people seem to kind of portray that there's some kind of charm to the jank. Now, we've got a load of flying shards here that will cause bleed damage. Oh, hang on. That's like a wall. Oh, in fact, I am inflicted by bleed damage, because I decided to just walk through that wall of basically anomalous glass, for want of a better word. Look. Oh, there's one of those little bubbles there, one of the physical anomalies. So this is what I mean. They're really hard to spot. I've caught animals in the anomalies before by kind of running through a field of them, but it doesn't ever seem to take out the kind of NPC guys with guns. Now, I just realised I should heal up again. And that's just it. You do end up carrying a stupid amount of health packs, but obviously the more you carry, the more encumbered you are, etc, etc, etc. Okay, that kind of makes sense. The problem I have is the bloody accuracy. Every single enemy always knows where you are. It's full-on Son of Predator bullshit. Even when you change position, look, so I've been spotted here. Right, I'm going to go take on some enemies here. Right, I'm just going to hide and let that die down. I'm going to see if I can get the drop on him. But this is kind of what I mean, is if I don't kill him outright, the entire... I mean, where is he? I mean, he seemed to spot me fine. I'm in cover now. Where the hell? Everything is just grey. So I'm just going to take it a bit softly. See if I can kind of get the drop. But that's the thing, is I've really struggled to get the drop on people in this one. I'm not great at stealth, but I do like stealth things in games. Like in Assassin's Creed, you sneak up behind someone. They don't just automatically turn around. This game, they do. Getting the drop on someone in this game is so flipping challenging. Are they in there? I mean, they sound kind of friendly. They're playing the guitar. It's a dude called Vampire.
Kinda weird.
Hi. Oh, okay. This is a kind of a shoot first kind of community. I see. Alright. Well, look. I've got bleed damage now, so I'm going to eat some bread by accident. No, I need to stop that bleed damage. So they're going to kind of fan out now. Alright. Jesus. Well, I managed to get a headshot in that dude. Bear in mind, he's essentially got an Uzi. That is not a long-range weapon. At least I've got some kind of... Okay, look, I'm just gonna shift position here. There's no freaking way they can see through walls, surely, yeah? I mean, yes, I don't have a silenced weapon. There's still one more because my thing's still red. I mean, he's dead ahead of me. Oh no, he's wounded. I'm just wasting a bullet on him, just to make a point. Right, I need to stop that bleed damage. I mean, this is one of the elements that I quite like, is
is you can just like you can rob them basically. So I don't think they're all done, are they? Crap. And doing things like this doesn't pause the game. Which is a bit annoying. Reloading is another thing, because the enemies never have to reload. And they always seem to basically just unload so much ammo at you. But look, I'm now looting him. And he's got next to nothing on him. That really irritates me. I mean, I remember making this comment about Last of Us, for example. You can sit there when you're fighting the fireflies, they'll sit there and they'll unload for 15 minutes, constant reams of ammo at you. When you search them, they'll have a bullet on them. And I'm always like, come on. Do better than that. I mean, it's a game of survival. I get it. This is... The crux of this game is it's about survival. It's about... What I quite like... One thing I do quite like is a nice touch is see if you get a weapon, you can unload it. So you can take the bullets out of their gun, but you only get about 1 or 2 bullets, which is kind of weird because they were absolutely unloading on me a second ago, but now all of a sudden the ammo appears to have conveniently dried up. Oh, hi. You right? Oh, we're not going to talk. Right, anyway. So there's other stalkers around. Now, I've got all these kills. If they're going to go nick all my loot, I'm going to be rather upset. I think you'll find, mate, these were my kills. So therefore, this is my loot. So I will take these bullets and you can have the empty pistol. You better not be going searching my bodies, buddy.
Now, show us what you got.
See, look. You do all the damn hard work, and then other stalkers come in and take your shit. Now, I've got to say, yes, I get that. It's all part of the game. However, this was my shit. And therefore, that means your stuff now belongs to me. Who's firing? Guys, what are you shooting at? What are you shooting at? I'll follow you. I'll help. Oh my god. There's a firefight here. Now, when you see a firefight, part of you thinks, don't get involved. But then I look at it and go, stop the loot, potentially. Well, none of them show... Oh, hang on. Creatures. And if they come for me, I'll take them. If not, I have no idea how that thing is not getting shot. That definitely was shot. Oh dear. This is what I mean. The collision detection is a little bit skippy. That... Jesus Christ, who's throwing... Sorry, are you shooting at me? No, he's not. You can see he's... We've got some water, we've got some beer, we've got some vodka. everything's been absolutely looted anyway, so you don't tend to find stuff in buildings like that. Oh my god! Jesus! Do you see what I mean about stuff coming out of nowhere? Although I think that's a defence one. I'm going to head back and just flog my stuff, my ill-gotten gains. But yeah, guys, that is basically that was me having a little run around in S.T.A.L.K.E.R. So there's lots of elements that I don't like about it, but there are elements that I do like about it. But I think for me, the biggest problem I have with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. is this. And if we just go into kind of my list of games, is the size of it. For a game that basically crashes a hell of a lot, doesn't register a lot of hits, you can literally shoot through someone, and it's like the bit where John McClane had the blue wrapped magazine in Die Hard 2 because they were full of blanks. How the hell can that be 150 gigs worth of data and it be that janky? In comparison, the other game we're going to look at here is Atomfall, which is 36 gig. And that's with the DLC with it as well. But, yeah, I'm going to quickly jump into Atomfall and then we're going to have a little chat about that game. So, Atomfall, as you can see, I started playing this when I got frustrated with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. and ended up playing it a lot more, as you can see there, because, well, not only that, I've completed it. I think it's like 10 endings. I've done 8 of them or something like that. Well, basically, I've got 2 endings to go, so we're just going to kind of jump into this one. So this one is actually based in... I'm not going to do the accent because I will butcher the accents. This is based in what sounds like... Well, they call it Cumberland. It's either Cumbria or Yorkshire sort of thing, in the north of England. For those of you who've never been to the north of England, yeah, that's it's like Emmerdale country. But I want to just go into a much earlier save because me running around absolutely annihilating anything doesn't actually prove anything. And we've jumped straight into here. This is actually a lot further on in the game, but this is actually the DLC level. This is in... I mean, this area here called S.T.A.L.K.E.R, which sounds like... I don't know if that's meant to be like Scaffold Pike, which of course is north of England, and Red Skull... Oh shit. Big robot, big robot. At least not everything's radioactive. It's a lot brighter. There doesn't seem to have night and day the way S.T.A.L.K.E.R does. But there are bloody great robots with brains in them. Which I'm going to quickly reprogram. I'll explain all in a second. Oh, hold on. So you can't reprogram those? Well, that's... Well, we literally started with some high-octane action hit them. How many robots are you going to send at me in one go? Flippin' heck. Oh my god. And there's... You know what? Let's just... program him to fight for me. Actually, does this work if I do this? That's how you do that achievement. Sorry, I've just realised. Yeah, if you put a thing back into... Oh. I am amazed at the amount of aggro that I literally just loaded into there. But that's not what I was trying to demonstrate when I was going to talk about Atomfall. So yeah, we are in the DLC bit. I'm going to go back to the kind of main area so we can kind of talk about what this game is and why, for me, I think this is better than S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Well, for a start, there's red phone boxes. I haven't seen one of them. I haven't been in one of them, and a working one, in about 20 odd years. But you do see them dotted around UK streets for nostalgic value. But yes, before we had mobile phones, this is exactly how we used to talk to each other if you weren't at home. Actually, there was one in Weymouth. Actually, they actually took phone cards as well. So I don't know if it actually worked. So it doesn't seem connected, but it's very nostalgic nonetheless. But huge difference between this game and S.T.A.L.K.E.R. is fast travel. I don't know if I haven't unlocked it yet. I mean, but I'm like, what, 3 days into the game and I still haven't seen any semblance of fast travel. Fallout 4 would be awful without fast travel, but you know, I've unlocked all the areas here. But we've I just love the names. I mean, S.T.A.L.K.E.R and Midsummer Isle, they're the DLC ones, but the main game, you got Slatendale, Skethermore, Wyndham Village and Casterfell Woods. I mean, it's just, I love the names of it. It just sounds so, well, so British, really. So we're going to pop into Slatendale and make our way to Wyndham. Wyndham is basically the village that you kind of centre around most of the game in. And just, well, I said, yeah, it's very kind of Yorkshire Dales, it is. I mean, I said, the accents are absolutely brilliant. I love the accents in this. I'm just hoping we can come across it. But there's going to be like bandits here, and I do like hitting them with maces because it's fun. But anyway, let's go have a look at Slatendale, because this is actually the main game now. So the DLC again goes off on a bit of a tangent, but like I said, we still have an infection event. Yeah. Now this is Molly. She's actually a raider, but she's actually one of the people you can trade with. But I just kind of want to just, you know, get a feel for kind of what's around here. So instead of the stamina bar on the bottom right, that's your heart rate. So obviously you become slightly more inept if you're out of breath, basically. But it feels like a better stamina system than S.T.A.L.K.E.R does. Granted, where S.T.A.L.K.E.R you can pick up as much as you want, you'll be over encumbered. In Atomfall, you've got 4 long slots and 12 small slots. That's Wyndham Village is just here, but we're not going to go into that just yet. We're just going to, if you go in the train yard, there's usually going to be some outlaws and stuff like that. So you can just kind of compare the combat. You saw the combat, but those were giant robots a second ago. I mean, that's probably not exactly, that's like comparing apples with oranges then at that point, isn't it? But they usually got outlaws, and you usually know they're about because they whistle. In fact, I can hear something. I mean, I did a short on Instagram, and this is a very spot here because there's like 7 of them, and I literally just chose violence. I mean, the soldiers on one hand in Wyndham don't attack you, but do attack you kind of in the wild. I mean, again, it kind of makes sense. Even if you help them, that's the only, like, I mean, that's kind of the factions in this. Yes, it makes sense. Yes, siding with different people yields different endings. However, it doesn't always make sense. So if you side with like the druids, they still attack you. Yes, there's druids in it. It's like bloody being in Salisbury on the summer solstice. One thing I will say with this game, it's always during the day. There isn't like a night time. There isn't like a night and day cycle. I could basically do something over there that will get their attention to go look over there. Now, bear in mind, no one's spotted me. There's big explosions just happened there. Now, see, look, they've actually gone to where the sound of the noise was.
Well, there's nobody here now.
Someone's sneaking around playing silly buggers.
So much growling around out there.
And that counts as a stealth. It's gone loud now, but... Oh my god, he just molotoved himself. What a fool.
I'm on you.
Come on.
I'm firing.
Well, that dude's got Welsh accent.
For you.
Now you've
Oh, I've been flanked from the top. You clever girl. But you can kick people. Although I've totally missed there. See, reloading didn't go in their favour there. Again. Oh, God, someone's getting a bit... Someone's getting a bit funky with your Molotovs there.
They are here. I know they are.
I don't know if you can do a Far Cry Death from above. Oh my god.
I know you're here.
Totally flanked. For a takedown. It's a takedown. Takedown. Hundreds girls to the world. It's a takedown. Oh, that one didn't have anything on him. That's very disappointing. But yeah, but like I said, like with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, he goes, it's all about basically creating carnage and then looting them, which is totally my thing, I think. But it feels way more satisfying in this game. I mean, one of the criticisms I have heard of this game is it is trickier to understand where you've got to go. And again, because it's so bright, those bits at the top of the screen, they are hard to track. And they're not always particularly correct as well, I've noticed. But the key things I kind of wanted to show here is, so like I said, there's so many sort of post-war bunkers here. So I think this is set in 1962. The thing I told you about the that box which you had in S.T.A.L.K.E.R, you get a pneumatic tube, which is actually very, very Bioshocky. So you can literally just go and stash everything here if you want to, which is great. And you can tune up weapons. I love the fact you can tune up weapons in this. That is really, really good. So that's why, like, all my weapons are. You kind of got to take the best parts of the other weapons, collect things like gun oil, and then you can just make it on the fly, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, this is the interchange here. I mean, as soon as I saw this door, Fallout were going to sue someone. Don't know if we're going to have outlaws here. If that is the case, I will murder them. But I think, going back to the comparison I have here, kind of, well, like I said, the point of this video is I'm comparing this with S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. I've had so much more fun with this game than I ever did with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. In fact, I started playing this because I got frustrated with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and I'm going to get the drop of this guy. So sweet, so easy in the eye, but ugly on the inside. Something, get right, baby, nice try.
I picked a proper duff.
Come here, it's playing Far Cry. I mean, I love a stealth takedown in Far Cry. That's like one of my favourite things, is doing things like that in Far Cry. Yeah, it's scratch.
Like that.
Oh! And oops, I didn't actually mean to do that, I just tomahawked a Mason. But he actually did manage to get a shot off there, which is very unfortunate for me. Why has he got a British bobby out of it? I don't know. But I will say, I do like the fact that... Ow! Every single enemy isn't like some crack-eyed dead shot. Whereas in S.T.A.L.K.E.R they are. It's like the entire... All the aggro just tracks your movement entirely and knows where you are. It's very hard to flank, whereas in this, it feels right. You can run off in one direction, you can create misdirection. That's what you want in games like this, is the ability to misdirect. Because I just think it just makes it so much better. Look at the... I mean, that's the whole... Was it the robotics facility leading up to it? This is the medical facility over here, which is creepy as hell. And there's a lot more kind of, like, survival horror elements, I think, with Atomfall that I really quite like in. Yes, it's not exactly fair to compare it exactly like S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but they're both apocalyptic, both first-person shooters, both. You're just someone who's in a situation, you're just trying to get by. I think there's thralls in here. Now, thralls is basically the entity that is basically set up this whole calamity. There's guys in hazmat suits who've got a stupid amount of health, so they are creepy as hell because their eyes glow. I just want to see if I could quickly find one before finishing up this particular video. But sorry, anything with medical beds when there's clearly people who've been covered up by blankets is always going to be a bit on the creepy side. Oh yeah, you can crawl through vents. I mean, that's the thing I found with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You couldn't like navigate around very easily anywhere. You couldn't jump. You can climb on stuff, but you are unable to climb on stuff which it looks like you should be able to climb on. And that's the problem I got with Atomfall. Not so much. I said it's just a way more fun game. I mean, there weren't any there. I mean, I said this is the kind of creepy element of it, though. But there is also, I mean, you got soldiers, you got outlaws. Granted, you don't get to kind of like stick weapons together. When you get like custom weapons. I mean, I think Dead Rising was the game that kind of really mastered that. And hi.
Proper buggered you are.
Look, you used the word like buggered. I've never played a game where someone's buggered. Oh, bugger. This is like Unlucky Elf from the Fast Show. Oh, bugger. Brilliant. What a fantastic British word. But from the other side. Hold on, is there a door I haven't been in yet? Haha. I refuse to acknowledge that there was somewhere I haven't been yet. Actually full of shotgun ammo. Oh, training stimulants. This is how you level up. So when you get a training stimulant, you basically clock them up and you spend them to get skills. A bit like Borderlands, I suppose. This is the best way I can explain that. But it just, again, you can level up. I can't level up in S.T.A.L.K.E.R. I mean, even Fallout 4 was an RPG. You could get kills, get more health, get more skills by leveling up. S.T.A.L.K.E.R. you can't. You are literally stuck at that level, being unable to climb over small fences. And again, I suppose that's another part of the reasoning that I think I massively prefer this game. Oh yeah. Let's level up my melee. But like I said, I have beaten the game. I've kind of done all this already. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the investigation, this is how it's kind of how it's done. You get leads and you follow the leads, and when you follow said leads, that is where where it appears on the top of your map of telling you where to go. So I'm not going to give too much of the storyline away because I think the storyline is actually really good. But I just like hanging out. You know, like once you completed Skyrim, you could literally just hang out in Skyrim and just walk around. And same with Fallout. I'm exactly the same. In fact, I'm probably going to reinstall Fallout 4 now that But look, I walks up to a ladder, he gets on it. If you do that in S.T.A.L.K.E.R, if you don't press X at the right time, you will literally just walk off and just plummet to your death. And then the game laughs in your face by telling you how many times you've died again. Which I still massively disagree with, but I think there's soldiers running around this kind of area here. And a rather ominous blue fungal bloom. Which again, because I heard that. Well, this is what I mean. There's it's like a combination of. Well, actually, no, because there were ferals in there were feral ghouls in Fallout. So I'm not going to say this is something that has had Fallout did, because that's not true. This did. But we're just yeah. I will say that fungal growth can cause some zombie-like creatures to attack. Is all I'm going to say. Is data store Charlie. So yeah, all the data stores will kind of all link up in this kind of middle bit here. I mean, the first main kind of plot point you have is you've got to kind of link all the data stores, get them all powered up to bring the mainframe in the middle all online. But yeah, that's I don't think there's actually much more I can say in comparison. With ow, apart from I'm going to walk under an electrical circuit because that was clever. But yeah, now I'm going to quickly go to Wyndham Village just so you can kind of see it for yourself. If you haven't played this game, of course. But because I am quite a bit through the game here as well, you know, I am kind of a bit more leveled up. No, I've gone the wrong way here. I'm going to go out. Yeah, that, with the signal redirector, that's really cool. But look, I'm just maxing out my heart rate at the moment because my control pad is vibrating like hell. Because I've been running the whole time and I'm on the verge of having a bloody heart attack. I mean, in real life, this is why video games are vicarious. This is running in real life. I don't know if the enemies have all respawned, because when you go out and go back in again, they may have respawned all the enemies, which is fine. That means I just go and kill them all over again, but look, I can jump over a fence. It lets me jump over a fence. Now the thing is with enemies, in terms of the aggro, you don't actually have to attack. If you lower your weapon, sometimes they back off, which is actually a really good touch, if you ask me. I think that's actually relatively humane. Oh yeah, you have a flashlight in this. I just don't think I ever used it.
Attention! Wyndham Village is under the authority of the...
And all the soldiers have taken over and isolated and caught in the quarantine in this one. So I'm just gonna. This is how I'm gonna kind of finish it off, because this is for me the thing that really tips the balance with it. For anyone who's been on holiday
Citizens of Wyndham,
to like the Peak District, the Lake District, I think this looks great. I love the look of Wyndham Village. I think it is absolutely. It looks like where Postman Pat lives. And yes, look. And but yeah, you see the power plant from this bit. Yeah, so the power plant is kind of the centre of the storyline here. But I've got a good old sort of old-fashioned medieval-looking church here, and they've got the old town square. And this is just even little things like the way the shape of that sign goes. Like when if you like drive down the West Country and you see all villages like that. Even the street signs, I freaking love it. I just think it's such a cool nod to, you know, as someone who lives in Great Britain, there are places that actually I could actually drive down the road and find places that look like this. Probably not with the same landscape because I live in the south of England, but for definite, you do get villages. Oh, I've definitely been in villages that look a little bit like this, where you kind of got a little bandstand in the middle. Actually, the little village I live in has actually got a bandstand in the middle of it. And for anyone who kind of saw my little short, they've even got a pub.
Leave tomorrow if we could.
I mean, there's a pub, and it actually looks like an actual pub. The attention to detail for me. Oh, slice of cake, hell yeah. The fact you get health back from having a slice of cake is quite frankly brilliant. And I said, for those of you who saw my short, there was a one for eating the Cornish pasty, having the tea and having the cake. So I'm going to kind of leave this here and just talk about my kind of comparisons for this actual game. But that basically is kind of a bit of a demonstration of what it's like playing Atomfall. And as you can tell by the enthusiasm level, I much prefer Atomfall to Stalker 2.
So basically, I suppose in summation, this is what I'm going to kind of just summarise it as best that I can. I mean, I think Stalker 2, it looks really, really good. I think it's got that real, captured that kind of real depressing post-nuclear feel to it. The thing that lets it down is, I said, I think it's trying to do far too much. It's trying to be too clever. It's trying to almost be something that's not. It's not trying to be. I think it's not fair for me to say it's trying to be Fallout, but it just feels like it's trying too hard. The anomalies are very, very difficult, and it causes the game to just flake and crash. I'm playing on Xbox Series S here. When you buy a game that's certainly 150 gigabytes of space, you expect it to run. I mean, did you patch it over? I mean, when I installed it, I think it was 145 gigs before the patch. It needed 5 gigs worth of patch to make a 145 gig game just work as normal. That's a little bit of a red flag for me. I like the fact that you can loot bodies. I love the fact that you can. The inventory management, everyone hates inventory management, but it is done very, very well. Like how Resident Evil's done it, but that's just it. It's done it because Resident Evil's done it. It's like it's taken some ideas, I won't say the best ideas from games, and tried to basically kind of shoehorn it into this. I think storyline wise it is a bit confusing, Stalker 2. It knows what it's trying to do, but it doesn't still tell the story particularly well, if you ask me. I mean, if I focus on the positives bit of it, yes, it's actually very satisfying. Once you get decent weapons, it is quite satisfying to basically gun people down. There's no massive shortage of bullets if you sit there and constantly sit there shooting bandits and raiding camps. And because it is randomly spawned and stuff like that, it's great. The problem I have with it is that the environmental hazards tend to ignore the NPC guys shooting at you, and I cited that we had the horde of rats. Even when it comes to the anomalies, you don't see them getting caught by the anomalies, even though they're chasing you into an anomaly field. So that is a bit annoying. I mean, I did obviously have that bit of footage as well, where a guy was, facing the opposite direction with the sawn-off shotgun, managed to pretty much snipe me when he was facing the wrong direction. I mean, that's if I did what I usually do on YouTube, that's a VAR nightmare. So I'm just going to kind of leave it as that. I think I can see what they were trying to do, but I don't think they really, really landed it. And bear in mind, I did play Stalker 1. So when people say it's kind of the jank of it that is its charm, I will basically counter that argument saying if you had a car which was total jank and it didn't work properly, does it have charm? No, because the very thing it's supposed to do, it can't do. Conversely, Atomfall knows exactly what it's trying to do. It is creating a storyline in a location in northern England, which has its appeal to me because obviously I live here. I do have a natural bias to it. The combat for me, I prefer it. The melee combat is way better than Stalker. Stalker just trying to sneak up on someone and stab them is just so difficult because they just turn around all the time. Atomfall, you can actually do some semblance of what I call Far Cry stealthing, which I really, really, really like. And like Far Cry, not only with the melee weapon, you can lob the melee weapon at them. So I absolutely love that. It's the accents, because you've got like Irish, Welsh, Yorkshire accents, all Scottish accents, all in the game. I absolutely love it. It's a bit like the job I have in real life, because I do talk to people from all over the country, and I really, really like that. I love the scenery. I love all the little things with Atomfall. Storyline is really good. There's a voice on the phone who guides you, who is brilliantly sarcastic, and I think if you like games like Fallout, the post-apocalyptic ones, and you do happen to live in Britain, please check out Atomfall. It is currently on Game Pass. I'm not getting money for it, I'm not promoting it. I really, really enjoyed it, and to the point that I got the DLC and I had a really, really fun time getting through it. So for me, that is, of these two games, the superior game by far. The thing is though, for me, I'm finding it very hard to justify keeping Stalker 2 on my disc because it is taking up 150 gig of a 1TB hard drive, which is, there's so many other games that I want to play. I'm probably getting some for Christmas, probably, you know, get them over the Christmas holiday, certainly over Black Friday and whatnot. Can I really justify having it when it was really annoying me that much? Probably not, and I'm not really one of the people who's going to do myself it just wasn't for me, and I know which side of the coin, or the side of the fence I happen to sit for this one. So guys, I mean, let us know what you think down in the comments. Have you played Stalker 2 and Atomfall? What did you think of them? Did you like both of them? Did you hate both of them? At the end of the day, this is just my opinion. I'm not trying to influence anyone. These are just the observations that I've had, and I just thought, because I got both these games at the same time, it was actually quite a relatively fair comparison to do, and I just wanted to have a look at it. So guys, I want to leave this here, so thanks again for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye bye.